Good morning everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. So my title, From Blah to Bursting, that's me. Seriously, it's been a super long road to get to this point, but I'm ready to, and I know I've been quiet for a few months and I keep saying, oh, I'm gonna come back on and do my videos. It's just been a crazy whirlwind couple of months. Quick recap, if you are new or are watching me only periodically here and there, I read a book beginning of 2017 called Mastering Your Mean Girl by Melissa Ambrosini. She needs to pay me, seriously, because I promote her book constantly. So Melissa, if you're out there, I am like probably your biggest fan, and everything in that book works. So anyway, read the book, absolutely awesome. Started making changes physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. My life just started kind of falling in line. A lot of changes were happening, good and bad. Lost my dog in May. Slid back a little bit, kind of went into the slumps. Starting to get out of that. Lost my dad in July. Again, major backslide, down in the dumps for quite a while. And that whole grieving process from July until like a month ago has been horrendous, absolutely horrendous. And I didn't even have a fabulous relationship with my father. It was a very dysfunctional relationship. I can't imagine what it's like to lose a parent who you are like this with. It just blows my mind. I can't, so we're not even gonna talk about it. So anyway, started working on myself again a little bit, starting in the month of December. I was trying to heal the whole time from the end of July on, but stuff wasn't clicking. And finally, there was just an aha moment where my life all of a sudden started to do a 180, and that's the road I'm on. I don't know if you can see around me in the frame of the camera, if you can see like back there, nothing on my walls, no curtains, there were boxes packed. Yeah, guess what? The Ritzes are gone to Florida. Finally, my dream is happening, and I could not be more happy about it. I can't. Seriously, sometimes I get a moment where the happiness is so overwhelming about the direction my life is going that I cry. The emotions are just that large. So, where am I at and how did I make it happen? First of all, I'm gonna look at my sheet. I have three tips for you, and three main things that worked for me. Number one, I fell in love with me again. I learned to love myself, and I started this a year ago. Not to the point of being conceited and thinking only about myself, but I just started to love who I am as a person, realizing that this is my life, and why am I letting circumstances and fears and other people control my happiness? You are the only one that can control your own feelings. The excuses of, oh, this person hurt me, or this thing happened to me. No, let it go. Let it go. I know easier said than done, but trust me, it works. It worked for me, and I am no better or no worse than any of you out there, or any other person that's not watching me right now. There's no person that's better than another. We're all created equally. You're as important as me. I'm as important as the president. Sorry, I'm a human life, and I learned to take control of those feelings and realize I'm worth it. This is my life. I love me. I love who I am. I'm happy with me. Yeah, I love me. So I'm going to fix my life and make it the way I want it. I don't care what it takes. Not going to hurt others to do it. I'm just going to do whatever it takes to make my life the way I want it to be. And I'm going to love myself and realize that I'm worth it. Number two, I started the manifesting process months ago. I had to sit down and realize what was the most important things in my life. What did I want more than anything? And the three things that came to my mind were, I wanted, and this is personal, this is not like, oh, I want world peace, blah, blah, blah. This is stuff you want for you personally. I wanted to live in Florida. That was my number one. Number two, I wanted to have a sufficient amount of money that I never had to worry about it again, because you know what worry does. It does nothing for you. And number three, I wanted to be healthy physically. They were my three things. So I created that mantra that I spoke to myself, whether out loud or just in my head, constantly. While I was driving, while I was doing dishes, while I was doing laundry, I just kept repeating those things to myself over and over of what I wanted. And there are several big name life coaches out there. The first one that comes to my mind is Tony Robbins. He's been around like forever. Is he? Yeah, he's getting pretty old, isn't he? Anyway, and the other one is Dina Bouvier. Big one with manifesting. And all they're telling you is, if you want it, you believe in it, you accept that it's already happened, and it happens. You claim it for yourself. Like I didn't say, with my mantra, I didn't say, I want to live in Florida. I kept saying over and over, I live in Florida. I live in Florida. I started picturing myself living in Florida, what my life would be like while I'm down there, over and over. And again, it's work. It's not easy. And it takes time. It's not going to be, I'm going to do this for 24 hours and all of a sudden it's going to happen. This has been months and months and months in the making, but less than a year is nothing in the grand scheme of your whole life. So that was my number two. Number one, I learned to love me. Number two, I started manifesting everything I want up here. And then number three, I started acting on any idea that popped into my head. If something pops into your head, I don't want to go off on the religious aspect of things, but whether you believe in God or whether you believe in a higher power or you believe in just everything happens internally, that's up to you. But regardless of which direction you go and what you believe in, when that thought is dropped in here, if you believe in God, you're believing it's coming from God and that thought is coming from Him and you're to act on it. If you're believing that it's just a higher power, again, you're believing in that, it's dropped in your head, you act on it. So, how did I get to where I'm at and where are we going? Well, my goal, Florida, plenty of money, and being healthy. So the healthy is still a work in progress. I lost 30 pounds, but when I went back to work in July, I've gained 10 pounds back because sitting on my butt all day at a desk and these other girls bringing in the treats, it's not doing anything for my bottom line. My bottom line, if you know what I mean. So that is still a work in progress, but I know the tools and I know what it takes because I did it. So I need to get these 10 pounds back off my butt because literally that's where they went, right to my behind and my stomach. Every girl's nightmare. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. So I'm back as a travel agent again, back in my industry, working for AAA. So one day, randomly, not overly happy with the position I've been given. I'm not working as a frontline travel agent. I'm working as a phone travel agent, which I don't like because I am a people person and I do okay over the phone. I just don't like it. It's an attitude thing. I don't like it. And people over the phone are not serious. People make a trip into the office, they're serious. They want to book a trip. People that call on the phone, they're bored and think, oh, let's go away somewhere warm because it's cold outside. Can you give me a last minute trip that leaves tomorrow for $500? No, doesn't happen. Stop nagging me. So seriously, I'm starting to think I'm getting ADD as an adult because I can't keep my thoughts in line. So anyway, a little bit unhappy with where I'm at. So I open the computer or my iPad here at home and I think, I want to live in Florida. Let's see what jobs are out there. Now I had been a year ago sending Mike's resume to Florida because Mike is the main breadwinner. Makes a heck of a lot more than I do. So I was sending his resume to different companies down there, not hearing anything. And I know for a fact, especially with the manufacturing industry, if you don't have a Florida address, they're not talking to somebody in Pennsylvania. It's going to be that one in a million company is going to be like, hey, yeah, we'll wait for you to come down here in a month or two and then we'll hire you. It just doesn't happen. Unless the company that you're working for up here has another location on there, blah, blah, blah. So, wasn't working. So I thought, you know what? No, why can't I go live on my own? Why can't I? I don't make a ton of money, but I would make enough to survive. I could get a tiny little studio apartment and be fine down there. Just to establish us in Florida, to give us a Florida address, then we'll get Mike down there once he has a Florida address. So, lo and behold, day one, I get on the website. AAA has a travel agent position open for a full-time travel agent on the front lines right outside of Tampa. And Tampa's where we want to go, mainly because our children live in Tampa, but we're open to other areas of Florida as well, just so we get down to where we want to be and we're within driving distance of them. My goal, Sunday dinners prepared for my children every Sunday. That's my big goal. That's my big goal. So anyway, apply for the job, get a phone call within, I think, a day or two. Am I ever going to be in the area to interview? Sure am. I'm actually going to be there on vacation the week between Christmas and New Year's. I'm coming down for Christmas. Bam, set up an interview. I get there. Well, they called me a day or two ahead of time. By the way, we filled this position internally. However, another position that's going to be opening up sometime after the first of the year, different location, just southeast of Tampa. You still interested? Absolutely. Okay, come in and interview. Did that. Interview went fabulous. Interviewed in one location for a position in another location, just because they were trying to keep it convenient for me near my rental property that I had for the week. So the gentleman says, can you come down to the other location where you hypothetically would be working, and I want to show you around? Absolutely. A couple hours, same day. A couple hours go by, we drive down there, I get there. Guy says, call Human Resources as soon as you left. Got to put the brakes on a little bit, he said, because we haven't got approval to create this position. They're adding an agent down there because the agency is so busy. The one girl that's there is like completely overwhelmed. So he said, I got to get approval from corporate first, and it has to be listed on the website for 10 days before I can make an offer. Okay, that's fine. He said, can you get yourself to Florida before this happens? I'm like, I'm not coming down without a secure job. I just can't. I said, but I'm ready to go at any time. I'm living in an apartment. I will break my lease. I will do whatever it takes. That's why we didn't invest in another house when we sold our last one and moved back to York, because I knew I didn't want to be here. So I can come. I can have my apartment packed up in a few days. No big deal. So came home from Florida, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going to Florida. I'm moving to Florida. Even if somebody else applies for this job that I'm hypothetically getting, that's local, and they don't want to take the chance on me, and they hire that another person over me, and I don't get this one, I'm not losing faith, because I am to the point where what I want to happen is gonna happen. My text is going off like crazy. I don't know if you can hear it, but someone really is needing me in here. It's probably one of the girls, my kids. So I'm in the middle of packing my house, my apartment. Mike and I are okay if we have to separate for a little bit. I'm still believing that something is going to happen for him right around the same time, so that we can go together. But if we have to go separately, our marriage is uber strong. We can make it work. And I know as soon as I get a Florida address down there that the offers will come in for him. He's already talked to a recruiter in the area, and they said his resume is outstanding. So yeah, I have faith. I do. I really have faith. And I'm just to that point where I'm able to say, I'm moving. I'm moving to Florida. I'm moving to Florida. It's happening. So that is why I am just bursting. I went from being blah, housewife, recovering from major surgeries, and just, in the dumps thinking, oh my God, at that time, I was like 46 years old and I had nothing. I felt like I had nothing left. My children moved away. I had left my job at the airline, which I really loved. I was trying to do YouTube, and even though I was putting on a happy face, I was still blah when I turned the camera off, to, oh my God, I'm happy. Now, do I have those moments where I'm like, ugh, yeah, I'm not a robot? I still get those times where, especially if Mike's kind of blah, then I'll get blah on him and be like, what's your problem? And I'm in the middle of menopause. Dear God, menopause sucks. So yeah, I still get down, but I recognize it immediately, and I'm able to say, you remember what you felt like when you were bursting and bouncing off the walls and jumping out of your skin with excitement? You can do that again. Let it go, move on. And I'm able to just perk right back up again. So, number 1, love yourself. Number 2, manifest every single thing you want. Number 3, when an idea pops into your head, act on it. Act on it. And read that book, Mastering Your Mean Girl by Melissa Ambrosini. I'm signing off because I don't even know what time it is. I can't even see the clock. I didn't wear my glasses. So, I gotta go to work. I will talk to you all soon. Have a fabulous week. Bye.